It is the battle of the old and new. The gauntlet has been thrown, pitting a new mind with an old one. Who will prevail in this battle of the two juggernauts? Is a change of the guard approaching, or will the experience hold their ground? The legend of Bill Belichick and Tom Brady began in the 2001 season. They would go on to win the Super Bowl against the Rams, a battle between the offensively dominating Rams, otherwise known as the greatest show on turf, and the Patriots, who were relative unknown with new starting quarterback Tom Brady filling in for Drew Bledsoe, who had ruptured an artery in his neck. Now, the Patriots are one of the best dynasties of all time, with 8 total Super Bowl appearances in that dynasty, recently winning 2 out of the 3 last Super Bowls. I will be breaking down each team by its offense, defense, coaching, and I will then list an X factor and my prediction for the result. Tom Brady is arguably one of the best players of the time, but it even appears even Tom Brady cannot escape father time at last. Although his stats were okay, the film shows otherwise. His touch passes appear to have regressed, and especially early on, he struggled in the red zone. He made many errant passes that could have resulted in TDs. The running game has much improved from years past, and all of their primary options can also catch passes out of the backfield. In addition, the Patriots are not very one-sided on offense. They do not have a bona fide number one receiver, with 5 receivers with more than 500 yards this year. The Rams, on the other hand, are one of the biggest offensive juggernauts. They proved their offensive worthiness in a 54-51 shootout win over the Kansas City Chiefs. The reason for their dominance, their offensive line. That group has stayed healthy for most of the year and has dominated the opposition, paving the way for the 6th least sacks in the NFL and being one of the best run grouping groups in the NFL. The Rams made a huge splash this offseason, acquiring Ndamukong Suh, Marcus Peters, and Aqib Talib in the offseason, just to name a few names. This was added to a defense which already featured reigning Defensive Player of the Year Aaron Donald, the best interior rusher in the league. Donald had 20.5 sacks this season, a completely unprecedented amount for an interior lineman who was supposed to simply eat up blocks and take up space. The Rams have been matching well against the run, holding the likes of Ezekiel Elliott, Alvin Kamara, and Mark Ingram to a measly 97 yards total in the past 2 games. However, they have struggled against the play action, which is ironic, given that the Rams' own offense has a propensity to run play action. The Patriots. Great blueprint on how to stop the Rams for the most part, from Matt Patricia's Week 13 matchup versus the Rams. Although the defense ended up giving 30 points, the Rams only scored 17 points on offense when starting from their own side of the field, which, with Tom Brady leading this Patriot offense out, is very little and should result in a Patriots win. Patricia's strategy involved shutting down the outside zone, which in turn hurt the play action which the Rams offense leans on so much. Goff in this game had his worst passer rating on play action, a terrible 39.6. To contrast, the maximum possible rating is 158.3. Of course, Sean McVay, being the offensive genius he is, but switched to the wham screen, which traps linemen anticipating runs to the outside and is the perfect counter. This is very ironic as well, given that the Patriots love using the same strategy. These adjustments are crucial, which brings up our next category, coaching. Sean McVay inherited a dismal offense, which had its star running back labeled as middle school level. He has completely transformed lack of consistency under Jeff Fisher, which led to 7-9 records every year, with his trademark play actions into a high-flying beast. In addition, he took then-labeled bust Jared Goff to a much higher level. I believe this is a combination of both his play calls, but there's more in play. Similar to in Kansas City and Chicago, McVay takes advantage a lot of the in-helmet radio to help Goff make decisions, which is likely at least partially accountable for Goff's rise. Bill Belichick has been coaching in the NFL for over 4 years, longer than Sean McVay has been alive. His experience will greatly help out the team, especially when it comes to key decisions such as timeouts and fourth downs. In addition, his tenacity and lack of fear to challenge the refs on any call has greatly benefited the Patriots in the past, as those calls can have many game-changing outcomes, as shown by this past NFC Championship game, when multiple game-altering penalties were missed by the referee crew. The biggest X factor of this game has to be none other than the reigning Defensive Player of the Year. Yep, that's right, it's Aaron Donald. If he is able to get to Brady, it will be throw off the flow of the Patriot offense. In the McVay era, if Donald has 2 or more sacks, they are 9-0. If he's able to play up to his full talent, he will be able to stop the Patriots right in their tracks with his game-altering pressure. Although the game will be a close shootout, I believe that the Patriots will come out on top. Belichick's coaching experience will simply be too much for the Rams to handle, and it will cost them in the end with Sean McVay's lack of calling plays in such a high-stakes game. The Patriots, who haven't allowed an interior lineman sack since Week 9, will stiff O'Donnell to the extent possible, which is still very good, paving the way for ring number 6 for Tom Brady. Whether Brady retires, riding off into the sunset, or decides he's going to give it another go is then to be determined.